My son, the long road has finally ended. Yes, Father. We control all the herds for miles. There's no need for long journeys anymore. Just getting to know this land and making it our own. But I can't shake it, you know. What is it, Father? What's the matter? This is what you wanted. Ever since I was born, ever since we spoke when I was a child, you wanted a place like this. This was your dream. And yet, now that I'm here, I fear it's not a dream that I can have for myself. I think it's going to be more for you than me. I've grown tired. Well, Father, there are many more years left. Yes, that may be true, but none of those that set out with me on this journey are still here. And I feel like it will be an entirely different world that I pass on to you. It's time to start building our horse empire. We're getting a little unhealthy. We're not going to be around for much longer. Our son is still young and strong, but we're going to do some things. They might not be optimal, but they're absolutely what we would do. We're going to get rid of this dude. I don't even know who he is. Just like, goodbye. And this woman here, she's gone too. You're going away. Done. We don't need them. We don't need landed people here. It's absurd. And we're going to start to raise both of them. The raising will eventually result in these turning into actual just like holdings. We'll do that. In a few years, we'll raise them again. We have great fertility right now, so we're going to probably stay here for a while to give us some establishment time. And I'm okay with being over on domain. I'm not going to worry about it. Don't think it matters for right now. That means we need a spy master. We're going to put our ill-tempered concubine on it, you know. She's cancer. She's probably rightfully very unhappy. She's given us many children. But I'm skeptical that our relationship would get any more serious. I thought for a while it might, but you know, I think our just remaining on our own with our two concubines is probably who we're going to end up being. So he insists on going, does he, Vinnick? Insists? Of course he's going. This hunt, he's the one who organized it. It is for him. He needs to get out. He needs to meet some of the other chiefs, you know? We need to become integrated into this great Khanate. If we're ever going to make a name for ourselves here, if it's ever going to really be something of ours. Yes, but Vinnick, don't you see it? I am the one who's supposed to be slowly dying, and he's growing weaker than even me. When he draws his bow from the back of his horse, his hand shakes. I think Arvo, I think it was too much for him. I don't think he'll ever come back, not to be the man he once was. I don't know, Staka. I understand your fear, but I think it's too soon to judge. Well, if I am right, you should be prepared. He has picked Kulatai, who will support you, but I don't think he will long be the master of these herds in these lands. Soon it will be you, I'm sure. And we're going to want to pick Kulatai members based solely on loyalty. Artis, that is Stiaka's brother, the child of the Griffin, our former poet. He is going to get a position because he is wise and diplomatic, so we will assign him. Then we're going to give a permission to, let's see who we've got here. We give a position to our son, but that feels a little too much like nepotism. All the old timers are dead. Now we're only sort of left with, I mean, Tenzig has been around for a while and he's loyal, so I'll put Tenzig in. I have no idea why he's wearing, oh, because people think he's insane. Bud, I don't know why you're wearing prison rags. You're not a prisoner. Then we have, I guess, our caravan master. I guess Musud, our friend, and then we can end that with our caravan member, Hassan. Now we have picked almost all Tengri people, which I think is perfectly fine. I want you to do domestic affairs for me. I want you to increase control. I want you can work on herd increasing, and you can also work on herd increasing. We don't well, maybe we put somebody on fertility growth just to keep it up there. Do we have either of these? We have no good steward. And this guy's terrible and I didn't even realize. I guess he can do fertility. And we need to then go where? We have a stable succession now because all these people are loyal. Of course, it's our son. That should be good. Our son needs to marry someone. Let's give our youngest son, the one named after us, a guardian. He is learned. We could get the Khazar to do it. And I think we'll change his faith, you know? It's gonna be hard to spend that much time with a religious man and not have a little bit of a faith problem. So for jobs that we need, the El Agassi is one of the... So this is our legal guy. Artist can do it. Our Stargazer, I mean, that seems okay. Our Caravan Master, we'll get Barzbek the Wolf to do it. Master of the Chase, we'll get Sockman the hunter. My son can be the general. Barspec the wolf can be the quartermaster. Don't need an antiquarian. Afsin the affable will be our keeper of the horses, and yes, this is expensive, so we'll stop there. The rest of these don't really matter. We should repair. I mean, we don't need this as much anymore, to be fair, now that we're not traveling like we once did, although it's still useful for regular travel. I'm not going to bother to... I guess we should take our horse archers, station them here. The other two are going to disappear, so we won't worry about that. And let's spend some money. Let's not spend some money. Let's wait a bit. We're going to create an accolade. We want somebody who will help us out with one of our units, if we can find one. I'm not actually getting a lot of good choices here. There's definitely stuff here I would take as like a second. This guy should be fighting. We'll force him. Force him. I guess it's allow, right? You. Oh, you're an outrider. That's great. So the outrider can also be a mentor, maybe. I don't know if we need one extra knight. Let's do it. There's nothing wrong with mentor. We will create it, and we will look for a successor. So our glorious accolade of warriors can lead our light horsemen, and we're immediately going to take advantage of our large military to raise local raiders, and we're going to start raiding. I don't know if we're going to raid into... I don't think we're going to raid into the Empire. That seems a little suicidal, but we could definitely raid up this way. Yeah, let's go for a raid. Let's begin with a raid right at the start. Hey, oh, our son should be the one in charge of this raid. The army won't need me in charge, and good for our son to train as a raider. We want him to learn. Oh, this is a very prosperous region. I love it. Let's see if we can't make a bunch of money. We're not that fast as a raider, but it'll be okay. It's a good start. It's not a particularly prosperous region. I mean, it's not a particularly well-defended region. It's extremely prosperous and old, with many forts and cities that have existed for a very long time, although we seem to have moved into a sickness, which I did not notice. Oh yeah, that's not good. Well, probably too late now. My son is sick. We're basically making everyone sick. My poor son, the choice is up to my son. That's what happens when you get ahead of yourself. We were so busy thinking about our first raids that we didn't check to see whether or not we would be heading into safe territory. And now a lot of people are sick, probably. Mostly knights. Our son, of course, is holding out fine. But let's make some good money and then return home. A nice quick jaunt over the border into the Caucasus region. Okay, that is better. Good. Let's go to our accolade and let's assign this guy. That's fine. We don't want to hold them. We want to wreck them. We got lots of room in the bag still, so we might as well keep going. So Hassan has gone blind because he probably got the sickness. That's not great. I guess that's on me. I mean, truth be told, we do need to raid. We do need to gain money and power, but I feel a little bad. What? Oh, this is my daughter, Staka, not my wife. I'm like, how'd my concubine come of age? She's like in her 30s. No, with my daughter with her name, who looks a lot like me, but also a lot like her mother. They grow up fast. Oh, she did well in her education too. She'll make an excellent bride for someone. I might have, and we have this young Georgian guy. We did this by age. We get the same results. He's close to her age after a fashion. That might be a good choice. Sure. We should arrange marriages for basically everybody, right? As much as we can, we should arrange marriages for all of our men. Reward them for their long time on the road with stable family lives in the new yurt village. And then we'll head home. Good first raid, my son. Too bad that one of your our knights got sick and blind in your raid, but otherwise we did a good job. Chunk of herd. Let's see if we can't increase something useful. This would give us herd capacity. I'm looking for something that might give us some money. We go to the square of the Juton. This is going to give us military stuff, right? Cavalry train, our movement speed, maximum cavalry rate. Yeah, that would be good. Anything we can put in this building slot that's money wise. Yurt to the warriors. We probably also want a family yurt eventually, but we're not going to do that right now. It's herd income here. Herd income even better here on the barter stalls. Can't take it because we don't border on a non-nomadic realm, which is too bad because you'd think the sea would count, but it doesn't. Maybe there's a special building that might help us as well. Is that that was what we were just looking at, right? No, it wasn't. Portable forge, alchemy yurt. I am not seeing anything that looks money related. Okay, I guess the Obu Mound is a place to start, so we'll build that. And eventually we're going to want to overthrow this boy, because we don't have a Casa Bale against him. That's fine. Use our language barrier. We're having a bit of a problem with our friend, because she is, we don't speak her language. Let's get those marriages done, okay? So we're looking for port, adult, unmarried. You're 56 years old. That's a little old, but our son, we could look for someone to marry our son. So this is one of the great kings, one of the great Gabgus under the Kogon. I think this would be a good match for our son. Can't see a single reason why we wouldn't do this, since we can. So we will. Sort these by age. Find a spouse for artists. Weird Christians around here. Sort his selections by age. Okay. He'll probably make a good wife for him. Masood needs a wife. Again, we'll sort by age. Mostly Christians, like apostolic Christians. I think that'll have to do for now. Excellent. Right, I had a prisoner. I guess I have prisoners. We have this young woman here. She's 14 years old. She is a Khazarite Khazar. She is delicate, a nomad, and brave. We're going to recruit her for in the camp. And I think we probably should... What is it? Let's call an assembly. So our Stargazer and others will gather to assess the pasture land, and we'll get some bonuses to fertility. The results of the assemblies depending on the county fertility of Asgabid Baskirs, your learning skill, and the learning skill of your Stargazer. Our flock will flourish. Hey, so he does a ritual that helps increase our fertility, which should put it almost right back to cap, because it's really good right now. It's strange to see a monotheistic Stargazer. It's strange for us, but we know about it. We've known about it forever, because the great Kogon is a monotheist. He is a Jew. Let's continue to develop the camp. Anything here we can do that might be useful? We've got a physician's hut that could be useful. Could help our Stargazer. Get some herd capacity. Yurt of Premonitions. Shrine of the Righteous. Just a little bit. So it is, of course, a religious location. Let's do Blessings of the Endless Sky, I think. We're starting to embrace faith a bit more, I think. If not us, but as in a structure for... We never disbanded these. If not for us directly, then as like a symbol of the stability of our new rule. Let's keep building up. We have pushed our horses way down, so we're going to need to get more. I wonder what might be a good idea. We do have one problem here, which is that the only place we can... I mean, we could raid deep, right? Let's let our troops get back up, and then we'll raid further in. We do need more money. We also need more horses. We spent a lot to upgrade our buildings. We can raise this settlement again, which we will. Okay, good. This is a nomadic settlement. We need all of our horses refreshed before we go out on more raids. Whereas losing a bit of money got me wondering, how long will it be? I mean, cease paying tribute, demand herd. Yeah, I don't think there's much we can do right now, except maybe we go on a hunt. We do have money, right? Let's hunt. Let's see how much wealth we might be able to get out of this this territory we now control. Confirm. Let's go. Let's increase our party size. That will use up more of our herd. Okay. And it's safe along the coast here, so we'll be fine. We'll make the biggest party we can. Let's get started. I can't wait. It's actually been a long time since we've had a good hunt. Steppe Endless Water. I heard tales about the sea, about its beauty and its terror, and how it eclipses even the steppe in both. Today I see the great water myself for the first time. That's not true. And I finally understand the gleam of the Rakanoider's eyes while they scramble for words to describe the endless water. I sit down and stare into the horizon, where the familiar clear sky of Tengri gently touches the blue water. I feel salty mist softly caressing my face. The serene rhythm of waves fills my ears. The tranquility of the sea overwhelming, if only for a moment. Such majesty. I mean, to be clear, we spent a lot of time by the sea. We traveled all around here as a mercenary. Soon, hopefully we can ride down some prey. Let's see, how are we going to refill our men-at-arms? We can refill our men-at-arms with gold, I think. It's the best way to do that. And then after this hunt, it might be time to go raiding again. We'll have to look. We'd have to go much deeper. And that might be a good idea. We can look at some of the other raiding options to get an idea whether or not we want to go much, much deeper. It's 4 months until this happens. That's fine. That's fine. 4 months will be fine. We're losing a lot of of herd gain because of this, but there's not much we can do, right? Until this comes up again, we won't be able to get rid of this. Hopefully the great fertility of the region will maintain us until we've become able to be strong enough to move on elsewhere. Horse riders are lined up behind me in a column stretching out to the left and right. My beg. They are all awaiting the signal to begin. Succum tells me as he leans a bit closer. Preparations are done. I knock an arrow, lift my bow, and let the arrow fly. With a pained scream, I see a plump goat fall twitching to the ground. Panicked, bleating follows as chaos spreads among the beasts, followed by the rhythmic thumps of hooves as the riders set out on the hunt. Show me the strength of the Esgid back skiers. Okay, I forgot. We were going to probably rename our camp to something else. What is the camp here? So I can't actually rename the camp without renaming the region. That's too bad. That is actually too bad. Is there anything money making up here? Camels. This is all stuff that gives us more herd potential. Goats, reindeer, sheep. Reindeer are good in taiga and forest. Goats are great for hills. Herd acquisition yurt. This is all just herd capacity, just tons of herd capacity. But our herd needs to regrow because we just spent a bunch. The rush of the hunt has died down and many hunters return to camp to discuss their plans while the rest observe the wolves from a distance. We must be gruesome, ruthless, as we are to our foes, Kuber exclaims, artist nodding in agreement, adds, but there will be no strength in numbers if we don't work together. Before another argument can break out, Gurgen steps in to offer his own advice. We can stick to tradition, Gurgen asserts, but with patience, watch the animals. Close in on them slowly and strike when they least expect it. In the midst of their clatter, they turn to me awaiting my opinion. Artis? That's Kuber? And that is young Gurgen, the husband of my daughter. I don't want to do an ambush. I don't want to split into groups. Let's strike hard and fast. That feels right. That feels me. We're brave. Hard and fast. Okay, good. It looks like we're doing pretty good. A rogue stag. Sukman announces in a hushed voice, one arrow directly to its heart, and it'll be ours, Beg. Half-Sin nods and draws his bow, awaiting my instructions. Leave it to me. Maybe if it was my son, I would have given him the shot, but generally speaking, I'll take the shot myself. I am humble, but not about martial prowess. Mostly about leadership and control of the group. Look, Artist points out at a group of wild lambs hidden on a path to the left. Let's hunt them down. My belly rumbles in anticipation. Get as many as you can. The next feast will be free. No use following a stranded pack. Get as many as you can. Your next feast will be free. That's a cool one. I like that. A ways from the main hunting cohort, Sukkum tells me of a beautiful white stag that has been spotted. It was unlike anything I had ever seen, he says, his eyes wide. It was not alone, however. There were smaller ones with it, white as snow. I have hunted wolves, deer, wildcats, but to slay such a creature might bring me great renown. We should track it, but not harm it. We're here to hunt, not to sightsee. It will be mine, so should we chase it? I think so. I mean, we're so talented, right? As a hunter, we absolutely would chase it down. The stag falls to our arrow. What a beautiful white stag fur that's going to give us. And it's pushed us up to a higher level of success, too. Nice. It was quite the successful hunt, as dozens upon dozens of animals now lie dead at our feet. Thankfully, there's more than enough people to go through them all, so we can butcher them and bring home all the excess meat we have gathered. The smell of blood and sweat hangs in the air, and yet everyone is happy sharing their best stories from the hunt with one another. The meat will last through several long seasons. So some legitimacy, money, prestige. Nice. Good job on the hunt. Okay, so let's look at one of our neighbors, like this guy. This guy's not very strong, right? So what if we're not going to try to overrun him right now. Now's not the time for an overrun or for bring him under tribute. Although, I mean, if we could manage him as a tributary, that would be great. No, we need to be focused on our own growth. We need to let the herds replenish after everything we spent. So that means I think we're gonna do a feast, because we can do one for free, and why not, right? Let's do a Tuscan Far. The final toast is a time to receive gifts like herd and gold. Events will provide occasions to gain opinion. So this will be a feast to celebrate our new position. The only thing we're paying for is the amenities, right? That's why it's still costing anything. Let's maximize it then, since it's going to be such a cheap feast. We will go You know, we'll just go for recreation, and let's have an excellent feast. Feast making time. The servants run across the hall bringing the final decorations. Some of the guests are yet to arrive, and I indulge myself with a delicious drink by the fire. Oh, I seem to have spotted some roast spawn already. I wonder if that's from the hunt. Probably. I mean, it didn't actually show us taking any spawn, but that doesn't mean we didn't. Doesn't mean we didn't. I wish we could count this as a border with the Empire, because then we could take the other building, right? Don't want to spend more herd right now. Our herd is kind of not doing that great. 2 more years and we'll be able to clear one of these, which will fix this. For now, though, we have to contend with the difficulty of having those 2 settlements. They should anticipate, though, the time that's definitely coming where we will put an end to them. I want you to manage fertility, and you can keep managing the herd. We'll keep trying to get control over the area. Our fertility is not great. Hopefully we can get enough control to slow that down. The equilibrium on this is like super low. I don't know if there's much we can do about that at this point. There's a lot of good fertility just over the mountains, but it is held by people who are more important than us. In fact, this area is held directly by the Kogon. I wonder if the Kogon remembers the wars we fought with him. There's really not much chance of succeeding at a sway. That he's too above our station. Probably doesn't even remember us. Strategist. We'll just keep going. Get house, or will we? No, that doesn't make any sense really. Let's switch over to stewardship when we get a chance. I am looking forward to this feast. This whole area, we're just smashing up its development. We're just smashing it up. Well, what do you expect, right? The guests are gathered in the great hall, lords and ladies from near and far reaches of the realm. Yeah, well, that's fine. Let's use the old text. Horses gather outside the camp's yurts, their riders offering them a last caress as they head off to mingle. The youth frolic about playing games of tag and tricks on their elders. All are dressed in a glowing white, their tunics freshly sewn, as new as the year. While men tumble and wrestle, there is a peace in the air. Their petty fights and gambles strengthen their brotherhood. Women prepare the feast tables and the smell of mutton reaches me. The feast will be one to remember as long as I pay attention to the trunks of gold I will receive, the trinkets I receive, and the stories they will tell. The guests, it wouldn't be much without them. I think we're here for rewards. As one plate of food is replaced by the next, my acquaintance, Iltbar Laka, goes on and on about sword practice, and that was how we salvaged that mess. No, please do go on. Why don't we talk about you instead? You're not that good of a swordswoman, so I don't think you have really much to offer in the way of conversation here. We have lost a Kulatai member who is loyal. Suckman the Hunter seems to have been doing a good job lately. We'll put him in. He's our master of the chase. A herder brings in a band of horses, their coats shining in the moonlight. Guests gather around admiring the animals. Musid excitedly rushes to mount a horse, with Astrik following suit. It's me against you, Musid, Astrik calls out. Musid chuckles in response. Let's not be hasty, Astrik. We must save our energy for the race. Would anyone else like to join us, or perhaps place a bet? I can best you both. Father, are you certain you want to do this? These are much younger men than you. They're going to race hard. Yes, I know they are, but I want this. One last good ride. Father, your hands are shaking. Please. I think this is the truest lesson of the long road. I would rather have this one last ride and be cheered on by the people who followed me across the entire world than live 10 or 20 more years. I would rather still be the man who sits tall on his horse than one who stays back and waits for death. Well, if that's your will, Father, then race well. The riders are ready and the crowd is eager to see the results. Musid and Atrek are prepared and the other guests are ready to spectate. As I mount my horse, Musid and Atrek shoot me a side eye. You're joining us, Musid asks. I am, I reply. And we're off, racing through the valley. We ride at an even pace. I quickly ponder how I can gain the upper hand. I could bump Musid. I could cause problems for Atrek. Or I could just keep my pace. Let's bump Musid. We successfully sabotaged Musid. Musid is now out. Surely Atrek won't mind if I win. Let's attempt to outmaneuver him? Man, what is wrong with you? Rival? You're gonna rival me over a race? I mean, at least it's not one of the guys. Oh, they both started holding grudges. You guys. I mean, I could get him to join. Who is this guy? Oh, from way up there. Is he actually any good? Oh, he is really good. I'm gonna steal him. He should join us. He holds a grudge. Well, it's not a rivalry, it's just a grudge, right? A promise is a promise. Unconcerned with any etiquette after Bagatar Asfin slaps me on the back. I mean it, he exclaims. I'll do anything you ask me. You're a man of your word? No, I get you're just drinking. It's good, let's all be friends, right? It's just a drink. Ow, I died right after losing the race. That's a grievous tragedy, and much earlier than I expected. And also the fertility just dropped to a, what? How does fertility drop all the way to, oh, I guess it happens when you die. That's super interesting. Well, I think this is gonna end up being a short episode. I think it's gonna end up being a short episode, but I think I'm gonna take some time and get a real look at who Vinnick is before we go on. His father succeeded at his primary dream, which was to find a place to settle and begin a true nomadic life as a young horde. And at this time, it is up to his son to continue his legacy. We're having money problems. We followed after our father to a degree in martial, which is pretty good. But we're gonna make any decisions about that next time. We hold a high legitimacy. We had a pretty simple transition. All of the Kulatai remain loyal to me. Well, they've known me through our whole life in the camp, right? Our father's woman, Dayaka, is still the spy master. I wonder if we can find someone better. Well, again, we'll deal with all of that next time. Right now isn't the time. Next time is the time to get to know Vinnick later. I was not expecting to just die so suddenly. All right, thank you for watching, and I hope you join us then. Goodbye for now.